Cut this up. Put it on repeat. We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us. Now we... What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports, the realest sports podcast in all the land. I'm KSpadeTheProspect.
I'm your boy LeParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade, let's jump right into it, homie. You ready?
Let's go.
Alright, I want to talk about, with the NBA playoffs going on right now and teams being eliminated. Spade, we got some coaches on the hot seat, some coaches being fired, and I want to get your thoughts on that. So Monty Williams, if you guys don't know, former head coach of the Pelicans, was let go. It looked like Tom Thibodeau will be let go. I was hearing some lingerings about Casey up in Toronto, that he could be let go. Spade, what's going on? Should these coaches be let go in their team? Though they wasn't, as successful in the playoffs as maybe the GM or the team owner wanted them, should they be let go? They made it to the playoffs.
I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. I mean, look at Monty Williams. This guy, every year he's been the head coach of the Pelicans. Each year he's posted a better win percentage than the previous season. So,
true.
I don't really know what's going on there, but I'm going to tell you what I'm actually thinking. I think teams are hoping to kind of go the same route that you was able to see Golden State do. I mean, you and I both felt like Mark Jackson did a tremendous job with Golden State. Golden State went in a different direction with Steve Kerr, and this year they look amazing. Now, I don't necessarily feel like that's Steve Kerr, but apparently other teams are saying, well, hey, they was right there, and they made a move, and it put them over. And maybe these other teams are feeling like they're right there, and if they make a move, it'll put them over.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I agree that's what teams think, but in my thinking, I'm thinking, well, Steve Kerr, he didn't have any coaching experience. I think if teams think that Golden State success has that much to do with Steve Kerr, I think they're wrong. Maybe I think it's the experience that the team was in the playoffs. They was there. The more experience, they're growing together. The chemistry is there. Clay and Steph Curry arguably is one of the best backcourts in the league. Draymond is getting better. But as far as the Pelicans, I just think when you have a coach like Monty Williams and he has helped develop Anthony Davis into the player that he has become in the NBA, why not stick with that? Because, clearly it's working. He's been posting a better record every year he's been there. And I don't know who they're going to get. It's some lingerings about Thibodeau could be heading to New Orleans. It's some lingerings about Hoiberg could be going to Chicago. I mean, these guys have been successful in the NBA as coaches, and you're gonna. I mean, even what my man in Oklahoma City, Scott Brooks, they went to a college guy. Right. They went to a college guy, man. Like I don't agree with a lot of these moves. I think that these teams are expecting more than. I think they better than what they think. They are. I think they think they better than what they are. They really are.
I agree. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that either of these teams should be looking to move. Like we just said, the Pelicans are getting better. Their win percentage is going up every season. And this year, they had some injury issues this season as well.
They did.
Chicago, Chicago's looking good every season. But then again, every season they're having injury issues. A new coach is not going to keep that team more healthy. And that's right. Don't even get me started on Scott Brooks. Scott Brooks was doing a hell of a job, I thought, out there in OKC as well. So it'll be interesting to revisit this topic in the future to see how these teams with their new coaches look. Because I, for one, you and I both said, I think if you keep Mark Jackson with that team and you let that team stay together another year in jail another year, I think they perform just as well as they are doing right now. Like, I think they'll do that with the same coach that they had. I don't feel like that coaching change. I mean, who knows, man? Maybe the organization says that the proof is in the pudding. I don't know. I feel like that team was heading in that direction either way. With those players, hell, throw me the clipboard. I think I can get them there.
Me too. I agree with you 100%. But in Mark Jackson's case, allegedly, I'm doing the quote fingers here. A lot of players on that team and the GM didn't like that guy, so they just wanted the guy out of there. Allegedly, the Chicago Bulls, the same thing. The GM and the front office just hate Tibbs and they want him out of there. Now, in Monty Williams, they said Monty Williams is like the sweetest guy. He's an amazing coach. They said that he's a nice guy. Everybody likes him. I don't know why they got rid of him. They said they want to take the next step. What is the next step?
I'm gonna cut They want to do that Golden State thing.
Yeah, you right. I guess you're right, Spade. I'm gonna cut it short because I don't want to, go too long on this topic. But I just don't know if the Pelicans are even ready for the next step. Like, they talking about they want to take the next step. I don't think you're ready, Pelicans. I don't think you're ready.
All right, man. So this next topic is something that was in the news quite a bit this week. And I was seeing it. Okay. I don't know where it started. I don't know where it was born at. But I was seeing it here and there and seeing people talk about it on my Twitter timeline. And at some point, I said, are people serious? Is this real? But let me get to it. Somehow or another this week, it came up a one-on-one with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Well, that's not too odd. People all the time compare current great players to great players, of an older time. That's not that odd. Yeah. But somehow or another, people were actually debating whether or not those guys will have a good one-on-one today. 52-year-old Michael Jordan versus 30-year-old LeBron James today. And I'm one of the biggest Michael Jordan fans ever, but people can't be serious, right? They're not serious.
Spade, they serious. And the poll, it started on ESPN. They did a poll, and about 40% of the people said, yeah, right now, Michael Jordan can beat LeBron James at 52 years old.
40%?
40%, but it was like 39.8. It was like 39.8. So 40% of the people that took that poll in the world believe Michael Jordan right now can beat LeBron James. Now, y'all know I'm a Bulls fan, and that all started in the Jordan era. I am a huge Michael Jordan fan. But as my man Spade says to me all the time, relax. 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 Because Michael Jordan right now at 52 cannot beat LeBron. And I love Michael Jordan. A lot of people will be like, well, his willpower and blah, man. Michael Jordan done had a baby. Man, Michael Jordan done gained some weight. You know what I mean? LeBron would literally run Michael Jordan over. And I love Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan. Don't get me wrong. And I know I'm probably going to get killed in the comment section.
No. Nobody thinks 52-year-old Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan don't think 52-year-old Mike. They was trolling, bro. They trolling. They don't believe that.
40% Spade. 40% of the people in the world that took that poll is trolling.
They trolling. You know what?
No way. They believe it.
Let's hype this up though. How about Michael Jordan in his prime versus LeBron in his prime, which I assume is kind of now. I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. I don't even know what LeBron's prime is. We don't even know if he's even hit his prime, to be fair to him. But the best you have in Michael Jordan, the best you've seen of LeBron James, one-on-one. And I hate these questions because nobody knows. It's all opinionated. But who do you like in that?
I would definitely take Jordan in his prime. And LeBron in his prime.
You would definitely take Jordan?
Yeah, I'm taking MJ, man. I'm taking MJ. Wow. MJ. I'm taking athletic, jump shot. Yeah, I'm taking will to win. I'm taking that Jordan over LeBron. I am. One-on-one, them two. I ain't talking about teams. Right. I ain't talking about winning the championship. I ain't talking 7-game final. I'm talking about them guys in the one-on-one. Jordan in his prime. Bron in his prime. I'm taking MJ.
What if Bron gets the ball first?
I'm still taking MJ.
I think.
So that mean, wait. So you taking Bron?
Well, hold up. I think Bron? I'm leaning MJ as well. It's just the definite that you threw out there. I don't know, man, because let's face it, homie. LeBron is a bigger, stronger, more physical guy, and if he gets the ball first, I don't think he's going to just line up and try to cross Jordan over. And I mean, why would he not just run through him? Why would he not? If it's make it, let me say this. If it's make it, take it, and LeBron gets it first, I think it's a chance LeBron wins that one-on-one. All right?
If it's make it, take it, I think LeBron missed before MJ, bro. I think LeBron missed, and then once he missed and MJ get that rebound, I don't think Bron getting the ball back, bro. I don't think Bron getting the ball back.
I'll buy some of that. It's just the definite. Like you said it like it ain't a chance in hell that LeBron
Because you want to know what? You saying the logical thing about LeBron just running through MJ, Spade. Like, but it's been plenty of times we watch Bron in the NBA right now. You be like, LeBron, nobody can stop you going to the cup. You have blah, blah, blah on you, this little guy. Take him to the rack and LeBron will pull up and shoot a three.
You're absolutely
You be like,
right.
What are you doing, bro?
When LeBron played for Miami, I actually tried to tweet the Miami organization, and I wanted to be hired by this organization. I didn't want to be a coach. I didn't want to be a player. I just wanted to be that guy in the timeout to walk up to LeBron and say, LeBron, none of these guys can stop you. He just needed a reminder. I felt like he forgot sometimes. So you're absolutely right when you say that. So once you throw that in the mix, I still, you know, I was leaning MJ anyway. It was just that definite word you kept throwing out there. I don't know. I mean, we don't know which LeBron shows up. But if the aggressive LeBron shows up and it's make it, take it, and he gets the ball first, it's a chance he gets out of there. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Ready to move on?
Yeah, what else we got?
First of all, I want to know what they're going to say in the comment section. Leave your thoughts on Bron versus Jordan right now, 52-year-old version and prime version.
Don't waste their characters on 52-year-old Jordan, bro. I don't even want to know y'all opinion on that
one. So what you want to know? They prime?
In their prime. That's what I want to know. Who you taking?
Prime. Okay.
In their primes, one-on-one.
All right. Yeah, leave that in the comment section. Hashtag LeBron, hashtag MJ.
Jordan. Get out of here.
Let me know. But moving on, Spade. So we know, I don't know what happened in Game 6, Spade, but the Clippers lost. The Rockets came out and they won. The Rockets was able to take the series to the 7th game that's happening on Sunday. So the Rockets, they gave themselves a puncher's shot and they forced the Game 7. But that's not all, Spade. Your boy, James Harden was benched in the 4th quarter. He didn't have it going. And I want to know, what's going on with Harden, man? What's up with your boy James Harden, man? Well, he haven't looked like himself during this series.
He hasn't. He hasn't looked like himself the entire postseason. And my speculation is, you know, well, I'm not going to say the entire postseason, but definitely after the MVP award was given out. And, you know, you and I spoke about it off camera. My speculation is that I really feel like he's upset. I think he's pouting. And I think he's saying, oh, well, you know, I've been doing all this for the team, and if I'm not the MVP, then, you know, let's see how well these guys look without me. I don't think that's the correct way to react, James. I really don't. I think what you do is say, oh, I really feel like I was the MVP. Since they didn't give it to me, let me use this extra motivation to go wheels in the playoffs. Now, I won't put all of his struggles on him. Dwight Howard coming back definitely changed the chemistry makeup of that team. And I was very critical of Kevin McHale's coaching philosophy early in this series. I didn't like the hack of DeAndre Jordan. It made that offense stagnant. It wasn't really stopping the Clippers. It made it, you know, for a lot of people, it made for boring TV. It wasn't a good call whatsoever. But you know what? Kevin McHale has bounced back from what I thought should have costed him his job early in this series to probably one of the most genius coaching, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, I just had a brain fart, but you know what I'm saying. He just, he just took his game plan and just revised it. One of the best revisions of a game plan we've ever seen. For one, he put Josh Smith in the starting lineup, which was crazy because Josh Smith hasn't been playing great. He wasn't playing great, but he took a chance on him. He put him in the starting lineup. In Game 6, one of the things he did was he took the best player on that team, James Harden, and he benched him in the 4th quarter, which was crazy. James Harden shot 5 of 20 in that game. 1 of 7 in the 3rd quarter. He was definitely not helping that team. But you got to understand, if he sits Harden and they lose that game, he gets fired. Trust me. Like, he gets so much criticism that they fire him. But it was a ballsy decision. He sat James Harden. It was the right thing to do for that game. I don't know, bro. My question to you is, did Houston win that game, or did the Clippers lose that game?
I want to say Houston went and got it. I want to say they went and got it because Kevin McHale, as you said, making that move, taking James Harden out. Corey Brewer and Josh Smith, I don't know if they turned back the clock. And Ariza, I don't know if they turned back the clock, but them boys stepped up and they went and took it. They took it. They strong armed that game from the Clippers. I don't know what the Clippers was thinking. And I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be an amazing Game 7. But if the Clippers lose this game against the Rockets in Game 7, man, it will be one of the biggest debacles in NBA playoff sports history, in my opinion. Like, what was the Clippers doing? What was they doing? James Harden is off the court. Go win the game. Go win the game.
I tell you what they was doing. They was taking their right hand and they was cupping it with their left hand and they was squeezing it around their Adam's apple. They was choking. Yeah, that's what they was doing out there. Man. And I agree with you, man. I feel like the Rockets went out there and got it done. I think it's more what the Rockets did instead of what the Clippers didn't do. But Game 7 is definitely going to be a game to watch. And I'm asking you, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to strong arm you, LeParis. Who do you have in Game 7?
Oh, we back to pick 'em games?
Got to,
we back to pick 'em games?
Got to, for this one.
All right. You know what, man? I want to, bruh. It's going to be I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to, I hope it don't be a blowout, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. And I'm going to go Clippers. I think when it comes down to Game 7s, I think the coach matters. Now, I think I seen a stat that Doc Rivers is 0-4 in Game 7s. He never won a Game 7. Doc Rivers never won a Game 7, which is crazy to me. So I think it's going to come down to coaching, and I want to believe that Doc Rivers. I want to believe it. I'm not saying.
Wait. Strong arm time. You say Game 7 comes down to coaches, and you take the coach who's never won a Game 7?
Well, you know, I can't give you a list of who was on the other side of Doc Rivers. I think that was like NBA Finals, Lakers, and all. You know, Phil Jackson. I think it was other guys over there that had some, you know, pretty good coaches. It's just that Doc Rivers and me, in this series right here, I believe Doc Rivers is the better coach. And I think this Game 7 will come down to coaching. And I'm going to go with Doc Rivers. So I'm going to go with the Clippers in this game. But if the Clippers lose this game, something got to change in LA. I think something got to change in LA. I don't know I don't know if it's CP3 got to go. I don't know if it's Blake. I don't know if it's DeAndre. Because there's some lingerings about some of these guys being on the move if they lose this series. But I'm gonna tell you what, if I want to go with the Clippers, but if they lose this game, man, something got to change over there in LA, man. Something got to change.
Well, this is what I'll say. I'm gonna give you the straight shot answer, but first I got to give you my political crap. I think the winner of Game 7 depends on James Harden, and this is what I'm gonna say. Okay. If you get Game 6, James Harden, the Clippers win this game decisively, because I don't think the moons will align for Trevor Ariza, Josh Smith, and Corey Brewer to come out there and play as well as they did again. You might get one of them playing well. You may even get two. But the chances that all three of them would contribute to the level they contributed at in Game 6, I don't think it's a chance in hell that happens again. I think we need to see regular season James Harden tonight. Well, tomorrow night, Sunday night. You need to see James Harden be aggressive. And you need to see him be somewhat selfish. He's been very passive in this series. He's passing out of wide open looks. He's taking bad looks. He's just not playing right. I don't know if James needs to go to the strip club. James, I hear you got a thing for the strippers. Do whatever you got to do, bro. Go make it rain in the strip club. Show up Sunday night. And you better give him regular season James Harden or you guys are back in Houston. That's what I think. But because I got to give you a pick, my pick is going to be Houston because I want to believe that James Harden realizes, the bad game that he had came right after a triple-double performance. He dropped a triple-double on those guys in Game 5, and Game 6 looked like a deer in headlights. I don't know what happened to him. But I don't think we see that guy again. I think we see a good James Harden. I think we see the Rockets win one of the most tremendous comebacks in a series, in a playoff series that I've ever seen.
Clippers, for your sake, you better hope that ain't true. Because I'm telling you, something gonna happen if the Rockets win this game. Last point I want to make on this topic, Spade. James Harden, you didn't. I'm gonna say this to James Harden. I'm looking in the camera. James Harden, you didn't win the regular season MVP. Go get the Finals MVP. Ball out in the playoffs. Get your team to the finals and go win the finals MVP.
Get the last laugh, James.
Yeah, man. Go one up Steph Curry if you feeling some type of way. Go get a ring and finals MVP. Don't pout.
Exactly.
Don't pout in the playoffs.
Say that again.
You hurting your team, bruh. You're hurting your team, man. I'm ready to move on, homie.
All right, so check this out. Let's talk Paul Pierce for a minute. Can we do that?
Okay.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, we can do that.
37-year-old seasoned veteran. I mean, this guy definitely knows what's going on when it's game time. And I felt like if you go back to our show where we chose, where we picked this series, I picked Washington. And I picked Washington because of Paul Pierce. I said that here on the show. It's an archive. Go check it out. Listen for yourself. Paul Pierce kinda had 3 buzzer beaters in this series. One for a win, one where he left a little too much time on the clock and Atlanta came back and made their own buzzer beater, and the one that we just saw where they went back and reviewed it, and for like a tenth, like 0.2 of a second, it was still on his finger. An amazing performance from that guy. He was so hurt and he put so much into himself and so much into that game. After the series, he said he don't even know if he's in the NBA next year. And I imagine after a loss like that, after a performance like that, I don't know what my head would be. But I ask you your opinion. Do you think he comes back next season, and do you want to see him back next season?
Well, let me just start off by saying that Randy Whitman, the coach of the Washington Wizards, said that Paul Pierce would be back. I think Paul Pierce would be back as well. But, you know, at the playing, I mean, Paul Pierce, like, when they needed a big shot and they needed to make a run, Paul Pierce was right there. Like, he was the guy. They was giving that rock to Paul Pierce. And, I mean, as far as, you look at Paul Pierce, you'd be like, man, Paul Pierce is so slow. Right. Paul Pierce, it ain't there no more. And Paul Pierce proved you wrong the whole series. Like, Paul Pierce, I looked at Paul Pierce like, man, Paul Pierce literally pretty much threw Washington on his back when they needed a big shot. They gave the ball to him, and he answered the bell every time. So I want to say that Paul Pierce looks at Washington. He said, man, these guys have another year of experience under their belt. I'm a year older, but I probably won't have to do as much in the regular season. I think we can definitely make it to the playoffs as one of the top 4 teams in the East next year. And I think Paul Pierce come back, and I think he, in the playoffs, I think is. Let me choose my words carefully here, because I know y'all. You guys will kill me. In the playoffs, Paul Pierce is one of the most clutches, if that's a word, one of the more clutches, clutchest players in the NBA we have today. Like, when it comes down to needing a big shot, Paul Pierce have been making those shots for he been in the league 17, 18, 20 years, man. He been making those shots from the Celtics days to now, and I think Paul Pierce will come back for another season with the Wizards. How do you feel about that?
I agree. And I'm going to tell you something weird. You know who Paul Pierce puts me in the mind of? I mean, today's Paul Pierce. Doesn't he remind you of this guy, Bob Horry? That guy that, I don't care if he didn't play well the whole game. If it was the last minute of the game and he was on the court, you better find him and you better defend him. Yeah. Because chances are he's got something in him that can make that shot when it counts. And I got to admit, man, I know I'm pissing my Georgia supporters off, but, man, when he threw that shot up, I wanted that shot to count so bad. I wanted to see that game continue. I wanted to see that series continue. And, man, to see John Wall out there playing through his injury. John Wall missed 3 games in this series, too. So to see John Wall playing through that injury and to see Paul Pierce still being such a big contribution so late in his career, I was not ready to see that series be over, man. And I would like to see Paul Pierce back another season. I want to see what this Wizards team can do healthy with the more experience. Like you said, the experience that they gained from this run, I like to see it next year. I really would. I like that team.
I agree. Ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, so, man, if you guys don't know, the Eastern Conference Finals is set. We have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. Spade. Should we pick this series right now? Should we pick it?
Hell yeah, man. That's what we do.
Let's go. So, in this Eastern Conference Finals, bro, who do you have in this series?
Oh, so you just going to throw it to me first?
Yeah, of course.
That's jacked up.
Strong arm sports, baby. Strong arm sports, baby.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just give you my answer straight up, and I'll explain it later.
Okay.
I'm going to go Cavaliers. A big part of me want to say Cavs in 5, and I know you guys are like, what? Keep in mind, I said Cavs in 5 in the Chicago series, and you guys told me I was retarded. Somebody said, Spade, you are underestimated Chicago. And I was almost right. So I'm going to tweak that, and I'm going to say Cavs in 6. Now, let me explain why. Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken, I think Atlanta won the regular season matchup against the Cavs. Atlanta played great. They've been playing great. I like that team as well. But I'm going to tell you, if Atlanta shows up for this Cleveland series, playing the same way they played in that Washington series, that ain't it. They back home. Now, that's not to say Atlanta doesn't have another notch that they can turn to. But then again, we don't know. We've never seen Atlanta go this far. But we know that Cleveland is led by a guy with some pretty good playoff experience now, thanks to the Miami Heat. LeBron is seasoned. He's been here before. He's had his back against the wall. He's been in this round of the playoffs down in the series. He's been here before. And I feel like even though that Cleveland team is kind of beat up, man, you know, Kyrie's not at 100%. Of course, Kevin Love isn't there. We've seen J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert step up tremendously. And I just feel like the Cavaliers have what it takes to pull this series off in 6.
Spade, as a person, you like to be right, Spade. You like to be right.
I mean, I'm just used to it. I'm right a lot.
You like to be right a lot. So you thought myself, I almost was right. Almost doesn't count. That doesn't count, bro. You was wrong. You was wrong. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna pick this game. I'm gonna pick this series rather. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Atlanta in 6.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Atlanta in 6. Bron clearly is the best player on the court. Kyrie's a little banged up. You know, they don't have the Cavs don't have Kevin Love. J.R. Smith, I mean, Iman got a little, I think he got a hammy problem, like his hamstring is a little jacked up. And I mean, the Cavs won the game against the Bulls with Dellavedova.
Mm-hmm.
Dellavedova.
You're welcome, Cavs.
Let me tell you something. You say you welcome? Why you say you welcome?
Because I'm the one that got Dellavedova playing better. It's a long story, but I took him to GTA. You know, I chipped him up. I got him right.
I guess. But Dellavedova was like an X factor in that last game against the Bulls. And I think when it comes to bench and Atlanta running 8 to 9 to 10 players deep, man. Yeah, that's true. I just think that's going to be a huge factor in this series moving forward. I mean, LeBron going to have to probably play 40-something minutes. Kyrie on a bad leg going to have to play 40-something minutes. I mean, Tristan Thompson, who has been, Tristan Thompson is a very underrated player in my opinion. Yeah. And he came up big in that last series, getting rebounds, offensive rebounds. Like he's just a tough, hard-working dude. I like Tristan Thompson, but I just think that Horford, Millsap, Teague, like they rotation is just so deep. I think they have enough, and I'm going to pick Atlanta to win this series in 6, and we will see the Atlanta Hawks in the finals, which is just crazy for me to say. But the Atlanta Hawks will be in the finals, man. It's crazy. But I believe they will win this series. Wow. Can't wait to get you guys' thoughts. Can't wait to get you guys' thoughts in the comment section of who you know, the Western Conference isn't figured out yet. We will talk about that on the midweek show. There will be a midweek show this week. Mm-hmm. We will talk about the Western Conference on the midweek show. But as far as the Eastern Conference right now, who do you guys have winning that series? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Spade, you got anything else to add?
Yeah, man. You know me. I got this one thing that I harp on when it comes to professional football. I just can't get past it. And it's the fact that as far as we've come, and we've come far. I don't want to make it sound like I don't think we have. We've come very far. Okay. But it's still one position in professional sports that operates like we're back in the 30s, and that is the NFL quarterback. So with that, I wanted to throw this at you. I read somewhere that Blake Sims, this is Alabama's ex-QB, who played pretty well this past season. Pretty well. Granted, in the bowl game, he had a few turnovers that probably cost his team the win, but he still played good in the loss. He is getting a tryout with the Washington Redskins at running back.
Strong arm performer of the week, Spade. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I want to go first. Just to troll you, man, I was going to pick James Harden to be my strong arm performer of the week because he had a triple-double.
What, riding the bench?
No. Game 5 happened in that week as well. But no, I'm actually not going to do that, man. I want my strong arm performer of the week to be Kevin McHale. For his coaching adjustment, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. For his coaching adjustment that he made that essentially gave these guys another shot in this series. Had he not made that big ballsy call, the Rockets would already be done for. They'd be back at home. So for that, Big ballsy decision. Kevin, you are my strong arm performer of the week.
All right, for my strong arm performer, I'm going to go a little bit on the sentimental side. I'm going to give my strong arm performer. It might have happened the week before last, but I don't care. I should have mentioned it last week, didn't. But my strong arm performer this week will go to Ernie Johnson. Ernie Johnson made one of the best gestures I've ever seen in a long time. And he won the Sport Broadcaster Emmy, and Ernie Johnson gave the Emmy to Stuart Scott's daughters. Like, that's one of the best gestures. If you guys don't know Ernie Johnson, he beat cancer himself. Unfortunately, Stuart Scott wasn't able to beat it, and he passed away. And Ernie Johnson said that the Emmy that he received belonged to Stuart Scott, and he called his daughter on the stage when he was being given the award, and he gave it to his daughters. So for that, EJ, one of the best shows that I watch on TV with Shaq, Kenny, Chuck. Like, I love that show with Ernie Johnson. And for that, Ernie Johnson, you are my strong arm performer of the week. Well deserved, Spade. As usual, it's been a great show, Spade. Can't wait to get all you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. I looked at, I added some new audio on the podcast, on the audio podcast, and I mean, like, the downloads went ham yesterday. I want to thank you guys for all the support, man. You guys are amazing. As usual, if you new, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button, man. Until, Spade, you got anything else?
Not at all, bro.
Man, until next time, we'll see you guys next episode during the midweek show. Thank you guys for watching.